What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And I wanted to shoot a quick video just discussing strategy in response to my man, Chris. Shout out to Chris of VeVeVault. You need to check out the VeVeVault channel on YouTube. And if I remember, because I always forget, I'll post a link. But if you look him up, you will find him on YouTube. There is an interesting discussion that is going on one of his Twitter threads. Go check it out. And what the discussion is, the difficulty of getting something on these drops these days. It seems like it's getting harder and harder. And so what VeVeVault was pointing out was that it seems like it's getting so hard to score something that you get a little bit discouraged in between each one of these drops with the bugs that are going on and with the popularity on the increase. And so something that I have noticed, whenever I bring up bugs, issues, and problems with the app, I tend to get attacked by people who think that I'm being negative or fudding. And what I'm attempting to do is to share that information so that when the people from the VeVe team will see my videos, they can take that information and then address the problems. Because the bugs will never get worked out if they don't know what we are experiencing as the users. So it's not a negative thing to bring this up. All right. And it is also not a negative thing to vent your frustrations. It's okay. So I want to say thank you to Chris of VeVeVault for bringing up that thread and for being real enough. He's being genuine in expressing his frustration. And so I noticed that someone had mentioned, hey, man, you're the guy that's given all of these tips, great tips and advice. And when you share that, it's going to decrease your odds of using those same tips because there's too many people using that information. And while that might be true, let me say this. I would not have some of the items that are sitting on my app right now had it not been for those tips that Chris shared. And he has even made the time to go out watching other videos to pick up other people's advice, to bring guests on his show to share things like when Clockgate came out, Clockgate 2.0, the lining up of the error button and the buy button, the mash down 10 seconds before and release on the drop method. He took the time to find those things out. And I just want to say thank you for that, because he could have kept that information to himself to benefit himself. But this guy has a good heart. Okay. We've talked. I've been getting to know him. We've been talking on Telegram in the group, and he has a good heart. And so we should really be thankful for the content creators that are helping out and just contributing and giving every bit of information of what they learn for our benefit as a whole, as a community. And so he was thinking not of himself, but thinking of everyone else, while at the same time being open enough and being transparent enough to vent his frustrations and say, this is really just kind of getting discouraging because I don't have the top speed internet access. I don't have the best cell phone coverage access, and, trying all of the different tricks and tips and even connecting with, say, the USB to get straight into your Wi-Fi, whatever, and still experiencing problems on drops. All right, so the point that I want to make is this. I want to tell you that I'm getting around to it. I've been super busy, but I am going to unveil my next level, the evolution of my strategy. You remember the first video that I did? I had the big one that, of course, got close to 40,000 views when I had first come out of the bag talking about VeVe and the app. After, say, a month of being on the app and participating in the drops before the big massive rush came on. And the reason why I was able to benefit was because of two friends of mine. It was Adam from the UK, shout out to Adam, and the amazing up and coming crypto accountant that would be JT, Josh Tran. Shout out to Josh down there in the dirty South in the state of Louisiana.
Yay!
If Josh had not dragged me through this, explaining, answering my stupid questions, I'm like, JT, this doesn't make sense. What does this even mean? What is this? He taught me so many things. I can never repay him for that. But he gave of his time to help me to learn. And so I have to do the same for you. I have to give back. And one thing that I'll say to you, VeVeVault, Chris, the value that you provide is tremendous.
Woo!
And I believe firmly that money is not the key. Yes, I'm trying to get this money because the kids need shoes. I got college educations to pay for. But my main focus is on providing value. Why? Because when you provide value, it creates the money for you. If your focus is on value and sharing, if you would have a giving heart, a kind enough heart to just give value, it's all going to come back to you like 100-fold. I'm talking of biblical proportions, like the Abrahamic covenant in the Bible, in the Old Testament, when the Lord told Abraham, I'm going to bless you where you're going to own land as far as the east to the west, where you won't be able to see it all, and you're going to have the 100-fold increase. Well, that's what happens when you give, when you have your heart in the right place. So once I get around to it and try to put it together in a good enough way that it can make sense and people can follow it, I'll share with you my strategy 2.0 as I move on from the first phase, which was being able to buy whatever you want on the app, where the drops wouldn't sell out in 1 second. The URs and the secret rares would sit on the app for days, weeks, more than a month. All right. And I got to benefit from that. Why? Because JT got me educated on the app. I don't even remember how I was first exposed to it, but JT helped me out. Adam helped me out. And we went in big. We went in hard. And we ended up with several hundred of these things, and we flipped them. I made a lot of money from that, and that's why I have my stash of 351 right now, because I made enough money to cover the entire first generation of the collection. But now those methods that we use when eBay was hot, when people were primarily buying on eBay as an escrow service, now that's gone. You know, the market has replaced that. But via the market, you can't convert gems to cash. We're not there yet. I also had a video where I said you need a risk management plan. In other words, you can't go in head first to this and just spend your fortunes, spend your savings, sell your couch, put your house up and remortgage the house and do all this without risk mitigation. In other words, you better have an out. You better not be playing with money you can't afford to lose. All of this, by the way, is not financial advice, but you have to have a risk management plan. And I have a plan to cover the risk of this. Okay. So as we move from the old way that worked into the new way, you have to be able to change gears. And there are a lot of ways that you can still benefit while everybody is trying to scarf down these things on the drops. So right now, in a nutshell, I do what I can on the drops, and I'm not getting lucky. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't. I've scored a few things. The biggest score I have is the gold chalupa. Shout out to the Gale who turned me on to the chalupas. I wanted the book, and as you know, I didn't get the book. So my house is not going to be haunted. No Ouija boards and books of the dead in here. But I did get the gold chalupa, and that's going to be a club banger, y'all. It's going to be a club banger. I might be able to buy the kids some shoes on that one. So I got a few things on the drop, but I'm doing some things behind the scenes that's going to prosper me while nobody else is paying attention. There's things that you can do to take advantage, shift gears, where you can stay a step ahead of the game. And that's my biggest bit of advice to you right now. The reason why Adam the Whale, shout out to Adam again in the UK. Yay! I can't tell you how much money Adam has made with VeVe. He's done with it now. He's made his fortune from this, and he's moving on to other things. He's looking at Xcur, the Curate app. He's on the front end of that. But while we were flipping, Adam made so much, it was mind-blowing. As a matter of fact, he lost a platinum Moogly that was worth $18,000. And he was very upset. But I told him, you know what? You know, he sold it by mistake for, he set the decimal point. Whoa. The screen just disappeared. Oh, I'm back again. He had set the decimal point wrong and sold it for like 180 gems. But I told Adam, you know what? You just made somebody's life change. That might have been someone's biggest prayer, was a way to break out of the doldrums that they were in. And you just blessed them, and it was your mistake. So if you look at this as a positive and not be upset about the loss and think of how much value you just placed in someone else's life, you're going to be blessed even bigger than the amount that you lost. And guess what? He did. He did. But at any rate, Adam made a pile. JT did very well, made a pile. I made a pile. And now it's time to move on and to shift gears and to get a new game plan. But I guarantee you that if you stay ahead of the plan, you can do what we did. All right. I struggle financially. I have 4 children. I have 2 that are grown. 1 I'm still paying for college expenses. I got a daughter who's in the School of Architecture at Mizzou, at my alma mater. I have a senior in high school who'll be going to engineering school at Mizzou next year. And it's tough. I can't do this stuff just based on, I worked for the state for 29 years. I'm retired and I'm a consultant now. And you can't put kids through college on state wages, especially in Missouri, where we are the lowest paid state in the United States for state workers. All right. So I have to hustle. So this is something of a blessing to me. And the reason why I was able to make those gains is because me, JT, and Adam were staying way ahead of the masses. You have to be on the cutting edge. You have to be the first one on the scene when the market shifts. You can't hang back while things are changing and be stuck in the old. You've got to be looking forward. What's going to happen next? What can possibly happen tomorrow, next week, next month? How are things going to shift? What is the next big thing? That's how you have to be thinking. And the way that we do that, we watch videos all day long and we share information with each other. And we're always asking that question, what is the next emerging thing? What is the next best strategy? How do we shift gears to be ahead of the pack? That's what is most important for you. So just be careful out there. And let's just end this now. I just wanted to do this video just to say, hey, Chris, I feel you, man. But thank you so much for posting that Twitter post and venting, because it makes me feel better, because sometimes we feel like, oh, we can never really speak from the heart and say what, we can't talk about our emotions and what we're going through because everyone will look down on us. But we are a tight-knit community and we can share our frustrations with each other. And then people like me, we're going to come in and pick you up when you're frustrated. You'll pick me up when I'm frustrated. And I guarantee you, Chris, for all that you've done for me and helping me, I'm about to pour some value into your life because I have ideas for you, my man. So stay tuned. We're going to get this thing. Yay! Post in the comments and say something nice. Post your ideas. Give me some feedback. Tell me if you're excited about hearing my next strategy. And let's lift each other up. We've got to lift each other up so we can be successful in this world. Help one another to have the vision that we can do this together. That's all I've got. I'm Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro. Yay! And we'll be back very soon. I'm out.